In this video, I've got another live edge woodworking project coming your way. This one made mostly from leftover scrap wood from previous projects. Several months ago, my wife made a handy-dandy shoe bench out of some leftover wood that was laying around in the garage. She did a great job on it, and I thought that since we've been making all kinds of live edge cedar furniture for our home recently, that it would be nice to make a few small modifications to her project to stay with the live edge cedar theme. She was happy to let me update her shoe bench, so I thought I'd make a video sharing an overview of the project to hopefully inspire you to build something similar yourself. So let's get started. The original shoe bench was made out of some scrap pine boards, which I took apart, sanded down, and patched a few holes and cracks with some wood filler. To spruce things up a bit, I put a fancy edge on all the boards with my router, and then put it all back together again more permanently with some wood glue and pocket hole screws. I replaced the original top of the bench with a live edge cedar slab that was left over from yet another project. There was a little bit of bug damage to this piece from burrowing insects, so I first repaired those areas with some wood filler and then sanded the whole thing down. Now, I wasn't too terribly concerned about the underside of the slab, since no one is going to see it anyway, so I left it fairly rough and just gave it a quick sanding, stained it, and gave it a heavy coat of shellac, mostly just as a means of giving the wood a good seal. To attach the live edge cedar top, I drilled some holes and glued some dowel rods in the bench, then drilled a couple of small matching holes in the cedar slab, which you can line up perfectly using toothpaste to mark where you need to drill, and then I glued and gently hammered the whole thing in place with a rubber mallet. Once I had the bench all put together, I gave it a final sanding with some 220 grit sandpaper, and then gave it a light coat of Sedona red wood stain, which is my favorite colored stain for cedar. After the stain was good and dry, I wiped down the bench with a lint-free cloth and applied several coats of polyurethane. Finally, I attached a piece of medium-weight fiberboard for the back, let the whole thing dry and air out for a few days in the garage to get rid of all the wood stain and polyurethane fumes, and then brought it inside and loaded it up with some shoes. As I always say, I'm by no means a master carpenter or furniture builder, but it didn't turn out too bad, and as always, it was a fun project. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it gave you some ideas for things you can build with all that scrap wood that you may have lying around. If you'd like to see lots more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And check out the 3 Minutes Outdoors website at 3minutesoutdoors.com. And finally, if you'd like to support this channel, click on the link in the video description below to find out more.